What's up everyone, it's Real Talk Recaps here. We're all about turning those game-changing podcasts into bite-sized lessons you can actually use. Today we're diving deep into an episode from PK Gupta that blew my mind. It's all about using debt to build wealth. PK breaks down how the right kind of debt can be your secret weapon to financial freedom. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the basics. Not all debt is created equal. Think of it like this. There's the bad debt that keeps you stuck, and the good debt that can actually make you richer. Bad debt is what you get when you buy stuff that loses value over time. We're talking credit card debt from buying clothes you don't need, car loans for a fancy ride that depreciates the second you drive it off the lot, or personal loans for that vacation you couldn't really afford. This kind of debt usually comes with sky-high interest rates, and it just drains your money away. On the flip side, there's good debt, and this is where things get interesting. Good debt is all about investing in assets that put money back in your pocket. Think about it. A rental property that generates passive income, a business loan that helps you scale your company, or even student loans for education that boosts your earning potential. The key here is that good debt is an investment in your future. Now let's talk about a powerful tool that can supercharge your wealth-building journey. Interest-only loans. Basically, with an interest-only loan, you're only paying the interest on the loan for a set period, not the actual principal amount. Why is this a game changer? Because it frees up your cash flow in the short term, giving you more flexibility to invest and grow your portfolio. PK gave this example. Let's say you snag an amazing investment property for $600,000, and you're renting it out for a cool $600 per week. With an interest-only loan, your payments are lower, which means you could have an extra $200, $300, maybe even more, in positive cash flow every single month. That's money you can reinvest in another property, pay down other debts, or even just sock away in savings. PK isn't saying to go out and get interest-only loans on everything. It's about being strategic, understanding the numbers, and using this tool wisely to accelerate your wealth-building journey. Alright guys, let's talk about one of the most underutilized tax benefits in the property investing game: depreciation. Seriously, this is like free money from the government and most people aren't even taking advantage of it. When you own an investment property, you can actually claim a tax deduction for the wear and tear on the building and everything inside it. We're talking about the carpets, the appliances, the blinds, even the building itself depreciates over time. And the beautiful thing is you can write this depreciation off on your taxes, which means you're paying less to the government and keeping more of your hard-earned money. You get a qualified quantity surveyor to come in and inspect the property, and they give you a fancy depreciation schedule. This schedule outlines how much you can claim in deductions each year based on the age and condition of the property. Depreciation is a non-cash deduction. This means you're keeping more of your cash flow and boosting your returns without lifting a finger. Chapter 4. Recycle equity to fund the next property. Let's talk about one of the most powerful strategies in the real estate investor's playbook: equity recycling. As your property goes up in value, you build equity. That's the difference between what your property is worth and what you still owe on the mortgage. Now, instead of just letting that equity sit there, you can actually tap into it to fund your next investment property. This is where refinancing comes in. Let's say you bought a property 3 years ago for $500,000. And thanks to a hot market, it's now worth a cool $650,000. That means you've built up $150,000 in equity. Now, you could just pat yourself on the back and leave it at that. Or you could refinance your mortgage and pull out some of that sweet, sweet equity. This is how you build a real estate empire, guys, by leveraging your existing assets to fuel future growth. Chapter 5. Understand the numbers before you buy. Alright guys, here's a hard truth. Emotions have no place in property investing. I know it's tempting to fall in love with a beautiful kitchen or a spacious backyard, but at the end of the day, it's all about the numbers. Before you even think about making an offer, you need to crunch the numbers like your financial future depends on it, because it does. This means understanding key metrics like rental yield, cash flow, maintenance costs, and long-term ROI. Don't just rely on what the real estate agent tells you. Do your own research, use online calculators, build out spreadsheets, whatever it takes to get a clear picture of the investment. You're looking at 2 properties, both priced at $500,000. One property is in a trendy neighborhood with all the bells and whistles, but it only rents for $400 per week. giving you a yield of 4.2%. The other property is a bit more modest but located in a high-demand rental area, and it rents for $550 per week, resulting in a 5.7% yield. Chapter 6. Buy positively geared properties. Now, let's talk about a concept that's music to any investor's ears: positive gearing. In simple terms, positive gearing means that your investment property is generating more income than it costs to own and manage. This is the holy grail of real estate investing because it means you're putting money in your pocket every single month without having to lift a finger. Imagine this. You buy a unit in a thriving regional town for, say, $400,000. You find a great tenant who's happy to pay $500 per week in rent, and thanks to your savvy negotiation skills, you've secured a low-interest loan with minimal repayments. After factoring in all your expenses, mortgage payments, property management fees, council rates, the whole shebang, you're still left with a tidy profit of, let's say, $100 to $150 per week. That's extra cash flow coming in every single month, rain or shine. Chapter 7. Now let's talk about the delicate dance between leverage and deleveraging. In the early stages of your investing journey, leverage is your best friend. It's like having a financial booster rocket that helps you blast off towards your goals faster. By using borrowed money, aka debt, you can acquire more assets and amplify your returns. But here's the catch: leverage is a double-edged sword. While it can supercharge your gains, it can also magnify your losses if things go south. That's why it's crucial to have an exit strategy, a plan for eventually deleveraging and reducing your debt exposure. The result? They've locked in their gains, created a more stable financial foundation, and are now enjoying passive income with minimal or even no debt. Chapter 8. Let's revisit our old friend depreciation, and how it can put more money back in your pocket come tax time. Remember, depreciation is a non-cash deduction, which means you're not actually paying that money out of pocket. It's just a paper loss that reduces your taxable income, and that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. Here's a simple example. Let's say you're killing it in the rental game and your investment property is generating a tidy $10,000 in profit for the year. However, thanks to your trusty depreciation schedule, you're able to claim a hefty $6,000 in deductions. Now, instead of being taxed on the full $10,000 profit, you're only being taxed on $4,000. That's a whopping $6,000 less in taxable income, which translates to significant tax savings. Chapter 9. Alright guys, let's wrap things up with the golden rule of debt. Use debt to buy freedom, not things. That's a PK Gupta original, and it's a mantra we should all live by. This episode was a powerful reminder that debt isn't inherently good or bad, it's a tool, and like any tool, it's all about how you use it. Used wisely, debt can be your secret weapon to building wealth, creating passive income, and achieving financial freedom. Always remember guys, the goal isn't just to accumulate more stuff. It's about building a life of freedom, flexibility, and financial security. Outro: if you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Real Talk Recaps for more actionable insights from the world's brightest minds. We're all about simplifying complex topics so you can make smarter decisions and achieve your financial goals faster. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know. What was your biggest takeaway from PK Gupta's insights on debt? What action steps are you going to take to start mastering your debt and building wealth? Share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.